currently 55 degrees outside. Kinda wish I would have brought a jacket. So I found this little park right here a couple days ago when I was running, and since then I've been running here ever since, just because it's, I mean, come on. So let's talk about something that's kind of controversial, and you can argue against what I'm about to say and still be right. Upgrading gear. So I have this friend that I had a conversation with him yesterday, and he was talking about upgrading his camera system and a couple of drum mics that he wants to upgrade. But he already has stuff that works totally great. His stuff looks amazing. And that got me thinking. Now I typically have a rule, and I try to stick to this as much as I possibly can. I only buy things when, one, it fills a need that I currently have, or two, it does something that I currently cannot do with the current gear. So an example would be the cameras. So we upgraded from the R6 for video to the Sony a7S III, and the big reason was because the R6 can't do 120 in 4K, which is like slow-mo, but this can. We had something what we wanted to do, the current gear couldn't do it, and we bought new gear that filled that void, that need to do something. Now, there is one more thing, and this requires you to be really honest with yourself, but are you currently making money with whatever you want to purchase? So like, for example, for drums, do you want to buy that $3,000 interface? Well, are you making enough money to justify being able to do that? Now, I realize that there's hobbies, and there's some instances where you just want to purchase it because you want to have it, which is great, but if you're looking to make something a career, can you justify purchasing or spending $3,000 on an interface if you're not making any money doing it, or you're not making very much money to justify doing it? And you could argue this a million different ways and totally be right. It's just something that I've been thinking about, and having that conversation yesterday really got the brain turning. Brain turning? And that doesn't necessarily mean that you can't get nice gear or expensive gear just because it's not your job. You just have to look at your personal situation and basically make that decision for yourself. I can't tell you, and nobody else can tell you or should tell you what you should or shouldn't get. I just set those rules for myself so that I don't immediately buy the newest camera, the newest piece of drum gear that comes along, because if I did that, I'd be broke. They have like a bike lane, like there's the labels for a bike lane, but there's not really a spot for it. You just kind of hope that the cars see you and don't run you over. It's honestly a pretty bad system. Alright, let's read some comments. On one of my last videos, talking about being better at recording. Great, solid information. Thanks, man, Mr. G Sizzle. That's a great name. Sometimes you can't beat a solid, deliberate, nice sounding crash. So true. What crashers are those? So I made a couple of videos talking about it, but to answer it quickly, hi-hats, 16-inch K light hi-hats. The left-hand crash cymbal, or the one closest to the hi-hats, is actually a 24-inch K light that's cut down to 23 inches and has a bunch of cracks in it. And the ride cymbal that I'm currently using is a 22-inch Zildjian medium thin low K-Con. It never really changes. I actually really like this comment just because how nice it is. Hey man, I noticed that cymbal on your left is really bad off. Are you looking at any new ones, or are you just playing with it till you can't? Just curious, man. I can give you some great suggestions on some nice affordable crash cymbals if you'd like. Not trying to diss your cymbal if you like it that way, just thought I could help you out a bit. So, mild male tram. To answer your question, it is a terribly cracked cymbal, and I really actually like the way it sounds. It blends really well with the current cymbals that I have. I like when it first is hit, it's present, but then it decays really fast, and the cracks help with that. But I do need to get it fixed. I love it when comments are like trying to help you out or just nice in general. Needs to be more people like that in the world. Sounds sick AF, man. Keep them coming. Thanks, man. I will. I honestly love posting drum shorts and long form content. As long as it doesn't get in the way of anything like personally or professionally, I'm gonna keep doing it. Mostly just because I love it. Okay, that's it. Savannah's called me 3 times, so I better get home.